Well, joining us now in the studio is Sylwia Gregorczyk-Abram. She's attorney at law from the Free Courts Foundation. Madam, a pleasure to have you with us.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for joining us in the studio. All right, so we've only got word from anonymous sources thus far, but we are expecting some word from the European Commission today formally closing Article 7 procedures against Poland. Now, before we get to that, I wonder if we can go back to 2017 when this was initially, when this procedure was initiated. What were the initial allegations against Poland then?
Well, Article 7, it's needed because whenever the EU country is validating the values in the treaties, such as independence of judiciary, it can be issued against the country to prevent further actions. And that's what's happened in Poland in 2017. The Commission has verified the government's actions regarding the independence of judiciary, Constitutional Tribunal, National Judicial Council, and common courts, and decided that those actions, those so-called reforms, are in a breach with the treaty. And that's why, as the atomic option, we call that atomic option, it started the Article 7 against Poland.
And what specific legislative changes were part of Adam Bodnar's action plan?
Well, action plan has, I guess, 9 points, and Adam Bodnar, the Minister of Justice, has shown in what way he will restore the justice system in a few months and years, because this is a very complicated process because of the veto of the President Duda. But definitely there is an act on Constitutional Tribunal, National Judicial Council, common courts, and prosecutor office as a part of this plan, and it has to be done. However, the Commission has trust in Adam Bodnar's actions, and that's why they decided probably today they will decide to end the Article 7 procedure. Therefore, they announced that they will do it, that they trust the current government.
All right, so it's a big statement of trust from the European Commission. And I wonder, once this procedure is closed, what can Poland expect in return for that?
Well, obviously, this is a clear sign that all sorts of funds can be sent to Poland, right? We all know that the recovery fund was blocked because of those actions. Those two actions of the Commission were parallel, so the blocking the funds and Article 7. So it legitimates the government's action, and it's a green light that Poland deserves further support from the EU. And can I say just one comment, because sometimes Polish people, they say, well, that was a political game because once Bodnar is in the office, once Donald Tusk is in the office, they unlock the recovery funds just like that. However, they did not pass any act through the parliament, right?
Nothing's gone through yet. These are just proposals by Mr. Bodnar. Yeah?
Yes, but the government of Mr. Morawiecki had the very same trust in the past, because this is the way it works. The Commission trusts the EU countries, and the previous government had this trust, but with the actions they showed that they can't be trusted. That's why they've started the procedures. Now the new government has the very same level of the trust. That's why they've decided to unlock the funds.
So this could still change?
Well, of course it can still change. If Adam Bodnar or any other minister will break the treaties, any kind of other procedure, including the Article 7, can be started.
So now, following the leitmotif of trust, now I would love to deepen the subject of how did Poland address concerns about the independence of judges during that process?
You mean the government or the...
Exactly. How did Poland address it?
Well, they addressed it in a way that nothing has happened and all the changes are legitimate and according to the EU law. Unfortunately for the previous government, even one judgment has confirmed that, because we have several judgments issued both by Court in Strasbourg, the Court of Human Rights, and ECJ, the Court in Luxembourg, the Court for European Union, saying that those so-called reforms were not according to the EU law, were not according to the European Convention of Human Rights. So the previous government, they said, well, this is legitimate, and you kind of break our sovereignty of the country. You cannot say us, how can we model the justice system in EU country, which is partly true because nobody can say how exactly you can do it, but the one condition must be met: the independence of judiciary, and that was the name of this game.
All right, and now let's move a little bit south to Hungary and Mr. Orban and his party. I wonder what kind of reaction we can expect from Hungary now that Poland, the procedure against Poland has been ended, but the procedure against Hungary is still active, isn't it?
It is active, and I don't think that they will end the procedure against Hungary because there is no action plan there, and the changes are there, and Orban is still there. So I don't think they will probably demand it, saying, well, there is no acts in Poland, so we want to have the very same treatment. But as I said, I believe it will not happen. And the procedure will be continued.
So what impact will this closure have on Poland's stance within the EU, do you mind?
Well, I believe that this is a clear sign that we are going back to the families of the EU countries that cherish the values of democracy and the independence of judiciary and so on and so on. That is like having us back in this group, not in the group with Hungary and other countries that violate the basic values in the treaties.
All right, and I'm not sure if you've heard, but okay, so we have this one issue. It seems that, at least for now, it's going to be settled. But there's a new thing. There's a new complaint. The European Court of Human Rights ruled on Tuesday, so just yesterday, that Poland's surveillance laws violate the right to privacy under the Human Rights Convention. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Yes, this is a really important judgment. In 2016, the changes were introduced to the law. They've changed the law on the police, and they've created so-called anti-terrorist law that given a high level of all kind of tools to the police and other CBA, NABW organizations to check to verify the private life of the citizens. And activists and lawyers, they said, well, this is not according to the convention. This is violating of Article 8 of the convention, which is the right to privacy. Because Central Anti-Corruption Bureau, for example, can monitor our phone calls, can collect our data.
Without any warrant?
Without any warrant. And after the procedure is stopped against us, we don't know that it actually happened. We have no such information that any kind of investigation or any kind of verifying, checking was pending against us. So we can't go with that to the court, can we? We can't say, well, let's go to the independent court and let's see whether those actions were in fact needed. And the Court of Human Rights said that this procedure it's not according to the convention. There was a violation of Article 8, and there should be a measure in the national law for any citizen to go to the court and get a knowledge about such actions and have a complaint in case such actions were pending against the citizens.
And lastly, also having in mind the situation surrounding Article 7, are there any lessons, to your mind, that other EU member states can learn from Poland's experience with Article 7?
Well, I think it's be aware, because it can happen absolutely everywhere. Nobody would ever thought that in Poland, in such a beautiful democratic country, raised up after '89, something like that can happen, that we will break the independence of judiciary in such high levels. So be aware of populism, definitely, because this is exactly what happened in Poland, and monitor the actions of the government, even in the small actions of the government, because it doesn't have to happen over the night. It can be small steps that is taking the independence of judiciary, taking control over the independence of judiciary.
That's right, and these kinds of things usually do happen in small steps,
yes,
don't they? Yeah, so that we don't notice. All right, so we must stay vigilant. I think we can end it there.
Correct.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.